Who's ready for this? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the most, Marky Saint, and every morning I get up and I am blessed to be alive, and so are you. Check out all the plants and life that we have here. It's such a blessing to see the sunrise. We're going to replant them. Some of these died, so that kind of sucks. That's life. And in life, I'm learning this and I'm sharing it with people. I'm sharing my photos on blankets. Like literally, you can get any image you want on a blanket. I got it right here, right now. We're literally fucking, what is that? 5 feet by almost 7 feet. 6.6, but who would have known 60 by 90 inches turns into something? And then we're going to get into it. We're going to get in this weed club. We're going to roll it with our Days Date rolling tray, thanks to these guys. And this morning is no different than the other morning, except for now I got help. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Saints got a little help in the department. Beards on shirts. I'm about that beard life. Yeah. What's on a beard on shirts till your beard touches your shirt. And then I'm going to roll this little 2 weeds I got left into the little blunt I got left because I'm almost out of weed this morning. And I just want to show you Instagram's broken this morning, and I wanted to go in and I'm like, I'm designing, like literally designing. If anybody ever gets a chance, I'm designing psychedelic hoodies the first day of fall. And I'm literally, is my finger all in the way? Yep. Literally designing, manufacturing mock-ups here. Oh shit, it readjusted. And just straighten it out so people can see the process of what it takes to get what you want out of life, right? So, you got different sections. I'm trying to film and do it at the same time. I've done so many of these. It's not even funny. You literally grab the image and you slide it over the front. You see this, the back side, front side, the pocket, the sleeves, the hood. Let me show you what we do around her so everybody can see. There's nice little alignment right there. And let's do the front. Again, same. Nice little alignment. People can see psychedelichoodies.com. I can do psychedelic tapestries. We can do the hoodies. I've just been designing a lot. I'm ready for fall, and ready to print them all. So I'm just getting it together a little bit of inventory here. And you guys can see how this all works. But yeah, psychedelichoodies.com. Your boy Marky Saints in it to win it. I don't know, what kind of things people else got going on, but you already know what time it is. It's your boy Marky Saint. We getting it in where we fit in, bro. Fucking bro. So let's do this. Okay, 69, and I owe you one. I already got somebody asking. We got to make these. DTG on a purple shirt. I'll send you a mock-up through Messenger. Yeah, bro. Can't play any music because they'll block it. I like playing music in the morning, but Instagram's so weird. But what they can't stop is me listening to the laws of nature, human part 1. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop. I'm trying to look over, see if I can turn this on. Me listening to the laws.
Particularly pernicious to deal with, as opposed to the more obviously evil or manipulative characters that you can spot among company, a new business venture called Hughes Aircraft.
Oh, they're talking about Howard Hughes. I'm going to talk about narcissism because I'm narcissistic. I'm literally talking about me. We talked about it yesterday, and it was just so phenomenal to catch myself. This is such a phenomenal situation. I'm going to do this morning, marijuana motivation, but going into the laws of human nature part 1 for the 3rd time, because this thing's 10 hours, so that's means 30 minutes of my time, because it was so important to me. Like, I don't know how else to explain this, but it's extremely important to me. Why is this thing not? You know what I need? Where's my stand? That's what I need. I need my monkey tail so I can get this thing to stand. But why is it so important to me? Well, life is important to me. The quality of life is important to me. And I don't know how many other people is it important to, or how many other people adjust themselves to be better. And part of this design, I wanted to get it on Instagram, but it's broken today. But part of me being better is not just playing video games, but sitting here and actually designing. That's been the choice that I'm choosing. And I'm also choosing to be better with people. I fucked up in my life. I was just too aggressive. And I thought that was the energy that I needed to be persuasive. This is what I needed to put my dent into the world. You know what I mean? Punch a dent in the world, bend the world over, make her my bitch. I stick my life until this game, until this bitch came. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy, when you are raised by narcissists. I'm making my life personal, but you're gonna have tragedies that sink into you that you're not gonna learn how to process. And once you have processed it, it might not be healthy. Okay? And that's something that a lot of us have to get some realization on. I was like, whoa. Not for nothing, people aren't an extension of me. I would always see how they played a role in my world. This is, I know I put designing hoodies, but I got to talk about deep stuff. Every morning I talk about deep stuff. And this was deep for me, that I wasn't considering other people. And the whole world is people, and I'm not considering anyone. I'm only in my own world. We end up becoming so isolated and so focused. Instead of binoculars, we got a monocular, a mono, one, by ourselves, mono y mono, and not considering the external. Well, not the external, but the other person, the way that they're viewing things. So here's how it goes down, right? I'm going there and I'm talking with Audrey and I'm dropping off some flyers in an hour. And she's like, I had to beat the UPS guy. So we got it off, the package went in, but the guy starts to speak and she goes, how you doing, buddy? And I was like, he's busy as fuck. First things I do is I'm not included in the conversation. So as a narcissist, I interrupt it. I don't know if anybody else has done that. I'm like, he's really busy. His hands are all over the place. She wasn't talking to me. So, one of the forms of narcissism is to bring the conversation back on you. So once you're not included or you're not getting the attention you desire, you start bogarting the conversation. I always thought I was being an orator and leading the conversation. Turned out I'm just interested only in my conversations. And if I'm only interested in my conversations, then that means I'm not listening to anyone else. And I already know my stories. So I just didn't find people that fascinating. And that vibe comes off. Whether we like it or not. That vibe shows up on everyone. The way we handle ourselves, the way we talk, our micro expressionisms are giving ourselves away. She's literally talking about, I'm trying to design hoodies and I should have said this, man. I'll go back and change the title because it's gone. I have to talk about this. This was revolutionary for me. Revolutionary psychology of, the way we are processing information into the world, the way we present ourselves into the world. If it's only just us in our world, we won't care about anyone else's world. We won't consider what it feels like for this guy to actually finish how she's doing. She asked him how he was doing. My narcissist said, I'm not getting enough attention. I got to make a statement. I'm just standing there. I'm helping him with the boxes. I need to hear this guy. And he kind of paused because I interrupted. I said he's moving fast. She asked him a question. It didn't have nothing to do with me, but I still interrupted because I'm talking and I'm there and I'm attention. And I don't know, I think I'm holding the conversation, but she's talking to him and I'm interrupting. So that was my first time. We talked about this whole interaction after the guy left. He's a UPS guy. And he was just like, man, some of these people on my route, the guy was supposed to be ready at 1:00. I said, I'll be back at 3:15. He's taking his sweet ass time. I'm listening to the story. Going back and forth. It's like, bro, you're already 3 hours late for this. 3 hours late for this experience, to pick up your packages, and you're still fucking around. You're the new manager, and the dude just ain't got no time, and it was frustrating him. So he was expressing frustration, and some of us express fear, some of us express concern. We're in it. I'm not going to go any more into this video. I know it's right in front of me, but there it is. The way we respond to things, the way we come after it. And if we're under the guise of stress or insecurity, I was really extremely insecure and just want to know what everyone's thinking, and I'm hyper vigilant in my brain, so I try to say something more slick or interesting so people think that I'm interesting. And that way I can hide behind my lies and my insecurities, so I'm even more extroverted so people don't know that I'm not. And there's introverted people too that force themselves to be even worse alone, and then they really lose their skill set of talking to people. There's so much of us out there that it's not even funny. You know what I mean? Like it's so much of us out there with our emotions being raw and information being processed and old information being processed, because most of our stuff was analog. So most of this stuff happened when we were kids and it affected us in a certain type of way. And in our young minds, we try to come up with ways to protect our brains and protect ourselves from these thoughts. And you can say thoughts like, little sluts, but I'm talking about thoughts that come into our world where we obsess about them. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. What do people think about me? We live in that world that other people can feel. They can feel that shit. They can feel when you're being super self-conscious. They can feel and see in your face, in your body language, all of us since chimpanzee days, of who we really are on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And how we have developed our character. Character is such an amazing thing. It has me exposed, you know what I mean? I was fucking fully exposed. My character was fully exposed on that day, that I was too narcissistic. I was only caring about who people say to me. And as a narcissist, I didn't know that we were super sensitive. I don't like people making fun of me. I didn't like people saying shit about me. I don't say shit to other people, but they're going to have opinions. They're going to have their own thing, and they're also going to have their own shit test. And that's what they're doing. They're seeing if you can take a jab, if you can take a punch. And I was too sensitive for the punch. I didn't like anybody being critical of me, so I overreacted and narcissistically raged out of my pocket. And that's a real thing. Let me turn off this air conditioner. Real thing, man. Narcissistic rage. I just started telling people what's up. I had my friend Michelle come over to my shop when I had my shop, and she was just going on about, she kind of just got up and said something like, what'll fix this place? Da 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 da. And I said, don't judge my place. And I got all angry about it, almost attitude. Don't judge my place. You don't know my place. Da 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 da. Anyway, she ended up leaving really fast after this, and really, we never even talked really after that. I've apologized profusely many times after that, but that was my narcissistic rage. I didn't like people being critical of me. She was just coming to visit me, and she's allowed to have her opinion. But because I'm so sensitive and I didn't like people making fun of me. I remember one girl, beautiful girl, man, Brittany, man, most beautiful girl I ever seen, over at my house. And what triggered me with her was that she was being critical of my writing style. And I was like, you don't understand advertising. You got to cap lock the thing. It's like a hashtag. It helps your eyes read it. There's a reason for the season, da 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 da. It doesn't matter what I said. It's what she felt. She didn't feel heard. She felt disrespected. I felt disrespected, so I fired disrespect back. You don't understand my style. You know what I mean? And now I'm an exposed little child. I'm like this guy that says things out of emotions and too sensitive for my own good. I don't know if anybody else can say that, but instead of enjoying my life, I was trying to control my life. I was controlling what people said to me. I'm such a disciplinarian. I just didn't like people saying things that, mean things. And it's not like people are not going to say things. I don't even think she even said it mean. She was just making a statement, but I felt that it was mean because I felt that it was critical. As soon as someone's critical to me, now I'm an asshole. Now all of a sudden I'm out of pocket and I'm saying shit that's rude. Like I didn't get what I wanted. So now my thing, and I just lost a friend too over this, and I was just asking her to do some modeling. She maybe should pay me for this. Da da da. She blocked me. She's like, "Did you get taken over by an entity?" Yeah, I've been taken over by an entity. My abuse since childhood taught me that I need to be defensive of myself. We don't really ask those things of people. We don't go, why is this person like that? We don't study people like that. We only see, oh, he's got beard shirts, he's got muscles, external features, and we're making calculations on external features. We're like, well, they wear Metallica shirts, so they must be a rock and roll person, they must be grungy. We're making a lot of assumptions. And instead of digging deeper or being curious and asking questions, because maybe you're just seeing the person, you don't have time to interact with them and talk with them. But my point is you don't know shit. I don't know shit. I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything about anyone else. All I know is myself, and I know myself a little too well. I know my little self a little too well when I'm getting nervous around people and I start saying stupid shit, or I'm not as confident as I'd like to be. We all get nervous in somehow, some way in a situation. Anxiety happens to all of us, but we're not all handling anxiety the same way. And that's something that I had to process. I was like, is this me?
Automatically.
Oh shit.
Something of the true emotion being
shit. Right. Ripping off that mask, man. Seeing if I can get to know someone instead of assuming that because they are so beautiful that they must be a nice person. How about I go over there and go, hi, you're beautiful. I hope your soul matches. You know what I mean? Nobody else talks that way, but it's something that came up in my head. And I'd like to talk that way. I'd like to talk friendlier. I'd like to think people aren't attacking me. I need to have thicker skin, man. And I don't know how else to say that to get skin in the game. You're going to have to practice it. You feel what I'm saying on that? You're going to have to practice your response rate. It's almost like an overhand or a serve when you're in tennis, We got to practice the way we swing. Hey, batter, swing, batter. And my swing just swung too far. I could be really cool with motherfuckers, and all of a sudden, I can be really cruel with motherfuckers. And I noticed that about myself. If I felt that someone was being rude to me, all of a sudden, I'm extremely rude. I'm extremely vulgar. Just like I was talking about the girl yesterday, or the one that was at the pool. Yeah, she was so ratchet. She didn't like what I had to say. She felt that I was being offensive to her friends, so she was ratchet back to me. And now we start firing these salvos, these missiles at each other, not knowing why we're doing it, right? Join We Club. JoinWeClub.com. Join We Club. Let's spark up. This is huge for me. Transformed my life because then I started practicing. Okay, Mark, I'm going to stop talking and start listening. You know what I mean? And fight the urge, kind of like a drink. You know what I mean? I'm reaching for that drink and fight the urge to interrupt someone or say something I don't mean. That's going to be hard because my mouth, this attention seeking that I've had my whole life, this drug, this hit of give me the attention, give me the attention, give me the attention. I thought I was continuing the conversation, but it turns out I'm an attention whore, and I got an attention whore shirt design too. So if you guys want one, holler at your boy. That's what's happening with me. It's been huge for me. That not just me, but as a human on this planet, that I can be a better human that cares more for other humans. It makes me feel better. Now I don't live in this world that's all depressed in my own brain and crying and disasters and mistakes and going over it. Now it's like, you know what? Let's stop making mistakes. Let's start just being nicer to people. That's all I had to do to have a child and have a relationship was be nice, and I couldn't even do that. My narcissism wouldn't allow me to. If it wasn't perfect or coming through me or in my own control, which is a lot of control freaks, that's a lot of people, that's politicians, CEOs, you name it, I got to see the report. Every report's got to go through me. I got to be important. I got to have attention. I need to feel important. I need to feel powerful. I don't need to feel any of that, man. I need to feel what the other person's feeling. Let me bless up to that. See how they process it. See how whatever I said gives them a micro-expressionism. Let me give you a case of Tolstoy. Huge writer of our century, 18th century. Leonard Tolstoy wrote, I think he wrote War and Peace, Peace and War, War and Peace. But his wife's helping him. They had a tumultuous relationship. They both were narcissistic. But what ended up happening to this guy is he ended up getting polio. One day he wakes up and he can't feel a limb. Now in that, he has his family coming in. He can't speak. Sometimes his lip won't even quiver. So he starts watching people. And a whole new language comes around to him. Now, I study languages, linguists, multiple linguists, mucha linguas. I love the feeling of my brain learning to place my tongue into a different section of my mouth so I can say something different. It's like a word I've never heard, chigathon, But he couldn't speak, and what he started to do was watch his sister dote on him, his mom dote on him. At one time she was saying yes, but shaking her head no, and he caught it. Then he started to catch a real smile, like has crow's feet. I'm happy for you. That's a fake ass smile, and you can start seeing it. Now, we've seen fake smiles and we've heard fake laughter, and us as human beings, we've noticed this, but we don't watch people's characters. We rarely watch their feet. Like, my feet are tucked behind my ankles right now. He could tell if a woman was cheating on her husband or committing adultery by the way she placed her feet. He could tell the way people were telling a lie by the shortness of their breath. We don't watch people's diaphragms very much. I know I don't. You know what I mean? But there's so much micro-expressionism. When you ask someone a question, are you really waiting for their response, or are you just trying to talk? I was just trying to talk. I'm a car salesman. I'm a used car salesman. I want to hear the word, do you want to buy this car, yes or no? I'm not, all of a sudden, is your arms crossed? Are you leaning in too? We used to do a lot of head nodding, because that's what would happen. If I shake my head yes, you start shaking your head yes, and it's so subconscious. It's like a child following its mother. It's like quail, and we don't do that. We don't. We're doing it, but we don't clue into it. And that was so huge that this guy unveiled this whole micro expression language that all of us speak. I was mind blown, bro. I couldn't believe that this guy had unlocked a whole language that we've been speaking since Before we had words, we had to have expressions on our face to let us know. Before we could say, I'm hurt over here, your face is like, ah. You know what I mean? We know the difference universally. To Japan, to Uzbekistan. We know universally when someone's really happy. We know universally when somebody's really healthy. We can tell. Now, more than just the out and external tells, we're picking up language skills. We're picking up so much that we're spitting out that we seem to forget because we're so busy in our own world. We're in our own head. People think we're subconscious, or we're consciously thinking that people are subconsciously thinking about us, and we always reflect the lens through us and only our minds and our Instagrams and our experiences, and we never consider the other experience. Or maybe I don't. I think most people don't. Narcissism's on the rise, and it's not just me. I'm just the first one to admit it. And I was just like shocked at myself. I could explain it because I'm narcissistic. I'm like, well, you triggered me. You said X, Y, Z, and because you did this, this, and that happened. Where's my self-control in that? Where's the, oh, this person's in a bad mood, so I shouldn't even take it seriously, and go, you know what? You're right. I'm not doing a good job of explaining this selfie right now. If I would have said that, I would have had my child right now. If I would have said, listen, I don't want to argue with you. I just came all the way from South America to be with you. I want to have this baby. Please, let's stop arguing. No, instead I'm all sending screenshots of flying out in my Uber ride because I'm like, I'm out of here, bitch. You left me. Me? Who's me? You left my attitude. You know what I'm saying? We walk away from people's vibe. That's what I was doing. I was wrong vibing the other day. And it felt horrible, but I was in a horrible situation. I was in an uncomfortable situation. But it also lets me know where my vibe's at. Am I comfortable? Do I have my feet straight? Am I in fear? Am I under anxiety? Drinking that liquid anxiety coffee? Is it making you feel skittish? Are you starting to feel anxious, like you got to interrupt people? I know I do. She didn't even ask me about my day. She just said this, that. And I was just shocked. I was shocked in my core that I need so much attention, that I needed so much of the limelight. And it's just not right. And other people want to feel heard. Other people want to feel loved. Other people want to feel understood. And if you can understand people, then you're winning in this game. Straight up, you know? As long as you're listening and following through, shit, bro, there's nothing we can't do. But I know for facts like me, oh man, this thing's resetting on me. I'm too much about me. I'm too much about what I'm gonna create and what I'm gonna post and how I'm gonna live my life and how it's gonna shape this life. I'm so obsessed about being a success that I wasn't worried about other people not being stressed. Not my concern. You know, I mean, I'm not I gotta be helpful, but it's like that's your flat tire. You fix it yourself. And it turns out that I wasn't being part of the solution. You know, I wasn't wearing my own vibe. Now I'm wearing this interruptive vibe, this I don't give a fuck vibe. And I know we all know what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is that vibe that all of us wear sometimes to protect ourselves. Our ego is trying to tell us that we're protecting ourselves, but that's a lie. We're not protecting anything. We're deflecting. We're deflecting how insecure we feel. We're deflecting a truth. Does that make sense? We're deflecting a solution. We're putting it on other people and we're like expecting them to read our minds or understand what's going on with us or blah, 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 blah. And they're in their own head thinking about themselves. And it's a focus. It's an outward focus. I keep talking about the internal because I live inside my internal. And this is a spiritual change internally. You're gonna, I don't know, I feel more empathy has solved my narcissism, empathetic over narcissistic. Because now I want the other person to feel good at the end of the transaction. That makes me feel good a little bit. I mean, if we're going to counteract buzz, if we're going to talk about addictions, especially people that are committing suicide, and we're talking about suicide prevention in September and what triggers it, people with chronic pain, people with mental disorders, people without help or outlets, right? Well, now we're a suicide victim. Now we're a narcissistic victim. Now we're a depression victim because of our thinking patterns. We've trapped ourselves, put a cage over our brain, caged brain. And now our brains can't think properly. And it sends us mixed emotions and signals that we send out into the world through ourselves. So now we're emitting a negative light. Now we're emitting a judgmental light. You know what I mean? The lighthouse is glaring so we don't look at ourselves. And it's like, you know what? You're right. I'm being a dick and I never ratcheted down. I always ratcheted up. I always kind of kept driving it up, my anxiety and the thoughts and the patterns. I could never kind of de-accelerate. And I think that's what's up with the calm shot when we're doing calm CBDs. That feeling of it's not so intense. You know what I mean? When he said you're as big as your problems, if you're just like a tire away, then you got it good. Some people, me, drama king, because now I need the attention. So I'm going to create a situation that only I can solve. You know, it's late and you're late and trying to print shirts, da 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 da. I'm the only one that can save the day. Man, there's a lot of people that can save the day. There's a lot of people that can get your shirts done. I just so happen to be able to do it fast. But if I said that to someone, they'll feel that energy in it. And I've been just fucking listening to words. And if you've been watching my show, you've just been hearing words. But it's more than words, it's vibes, bro. It's vibes over words. Is that the shirt of the day? Vibes over words. Let's write that one down. Vibes over words, man. Because it's going to say so much more. The micro expressionisms are really going to show it. You can't hide them. They're just exposed. I mean, we've learned how to not be so envious. But you've seen I've seen the girl looking at her titties and her cleavage being jealous as fuck. Real talk. It's in us all. And I want you to find it in you. So that's my morning motivation. I'm going to keep designing. You guys need anything out of me? It's your boy Marky Saint. Psychedelic tapestries, psychedelic hoodies. Oh man, it didn't flip. Let me know. Your boy Saint's got you. These are my designs. These are my ideas. And yeah, man, I'm ready for the winter. I'm ready for change. Okay. If nothing changes, man. And we got to be ambassadors of the change. So go be free. Go live your life. And most importantly, go be the change you want to see in the world. Start being about other people. Start acting like it's you. And watch the whole thing change. It's your boy Marky Saint. I'll see you on the other side. Peace, love, chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and fiendish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe. Ciao.